Warning: this program contains graphic content and frightening scenes. Viewer discretion is advised. Enter at your own risk. 5 terrifyingly haunted graveyards around the world. When strolling through a graveyard, it's hard not to ponder if there's any place on Earth more likely to be haunted. Some of the most haunted spots worldwide happen to be graveyards, and it's easy to understand why with their eerie yet tranquil atmosphere. Here are 5 graveyards renowned for their terrifying reputation and believed to be overflowing with paranormal activity. Highgate Cemetery. The Highgate Cemetery is located in North London, England, and was opened in 1839. It was designed by architect Stephen Geary and was one of the magnificent 7 cemeteries built around London to alleviate overcrowding in existing burial grounds. The cemetery quickly gained popularity due to its picturesque landscaping and the prestigious individuals buried within its grounds, including authors, politicians, and other notable figures of the Victorian era. However, by the mid-20th century, in dark days of World War II, crushing the capital, and by the 1960s, the once magnificent display of 53,000 graves had been abandoned and completely left to the elements. The neglect and decay took its toll, and graves started to crack. Highgate Cemetery fell into disrepair as maintenance costs became prohibitive, overgrown with vegetation, adding to its eerie atmosphere. In the 1970s, Highgate Cemetery gained notoriety due to reports of paranormal activity, including sightings of the Highgate Vampire. Then rumors got around the sinister cults were holding rituals inside the abandoned tombs. One time, the body of a woman was dragged from a vault, staked through the heart, and then left lying in the middle of a path. Local newspapers started to receive reports of ghostly encounters and paranormal activity in the area, and it quickly became a known paranormal hotspot. This renewed interest in the cemetery led to restoration efforts to preserve its historic significance and restore its beauty. Today, Highgate Cemetery is divided into 2 sections: the East Cemetery, which is open to the public, and the West Cemetery. It's more fragile state and contains the graves of many famous individuals. Highgate Cemetery has a long history of eerie occurrences and spooky tales. One time, a man broke down in his car next to the cemetery and reported he saw a hideous-looking apparition with glowing eyes who glared at him through the rusted iron gates. A dark, shrouded figure has been seen standing still, staring into space. When approached, it vanishes and reappears a short distance away. And an unknown man has apparently been seen many times walking across the road and vanishing into the cemetery wall. But the scariest and the most reported sighting is the Highgate Vampire. It's been the inspiration behind many books, documentaries, societies, and was apparently even the inspiration for the Hammer horror film Dracula Aid 1972. The vampire ghost is said to be a 7-foot-tall man with piercing eyes who has a long black coat and a tall hat. In the 1970s, a lady was apparently attacked by the vampire and was taken to the local police station in a state of shock. On Friday the 13th, 1970, there was even an official vampire hunt day at the cemetery. Paranormal investigators and vampire enthusiasts flocked to the cemetery in search of the elusive creature, sparking a frenzy of interest in the occult community. Despite extensive investigations and numerous eyewitness accounts, no concrete evidence of the vampire's existence was ever found. However, the legend of the Highgate Vampire continues to endure, adding to the cemetery's haunted reputation. Another eerie tale associated with Highgate Cemetery involves the mysterious appearance of handprints on a stone cross. According to legend, visitors to the cemetery discovered a stone cross with human handprints mysteriously imprinted on its surface, despite no logical explanation for how they got there. Some speculate that the handprints were left by restless spirits or other supernatural forces, while others attribute them to natural phenomena or human mischief. The origin of the handprints remains a mystery, adding to the eerie atmosphere and haunted reputations of Highgate Cemetery. Bachelors Grove Cemetery. Bachelors Grove Cemetery, located near Midlothian, Illinois, is renowned as one of the most haunted cemeteries in the United States. Dating back to the mid-19th century, it was originally a small burial ground for local families. Over time, it gained a reputation for paranormal activity with reports of ghostly apparitions, strange lights, and eerie sounds. The cemetery's eerie atmosphere is enhanced by its secluded location in a wooded area, contributing to its mystique. Many urban legends and ghost stories surround Bachelors Grove, including tales of a phantom house that appears and disappears, a Madonna of Bachelors Grove statue, and the spirit of a woman in white who is said to wander the grounds. Despite its haunting reputation, Bachelors Grove Cemetery has suffered from neglect and vandalism over the years, adding to its sense of desolation. However, it remains a popular destination for paranormal enthusiasts and ghost hunters seeking to experience its otherworldly phenomena firsthand. Legends speak of a spectral figure of a young girl, her ethereal form drifting silently among the tombstones, her pale visage illuminated by the moon's soft glow. Witnesses claim to have glimpsed her mournful gaze and heard her plaintive cries echoing through the night. Some say she searches for lost loved ones, while others believe she is bound to the cemetery by tragedy and longing. In the darkness of Bachelors Grove Cemetery, whispers circulate of an old man ghost who roams its grounds. Locals tell of encounters with this spectral figure, his gaunt form drifting among the tombstones, his hollow eyes haunting those who dare to cross his path. Many claim to have felt his icy touch or heard his mournful wails echoing through the night. His presence adds another layer of fear to the already eerie atmosphere of the cemetery, ensuring that those who enter its gates do so with trepidation, knowing they may not be alone in the shadows. Vampire Cemetery, Wyczakowski Cemetery, located in Ukraine, formerly part of Poland. It's referred to as the Vampire Cemetery due to its eerie and gothic atmosphere. The Wyczakowski Cemetery has a fascinating and sometimes eerie history. Founded in 1786, Vampire Cemetery served as the main burial ground for various religious and ethnic groups in Lviv, including Poles, Ukrainians, Jews, and others. The cemetery features a mix of architectural styles, including Gothic, Renaissance, and Art Nouveau, making it a unique and historically significant site. During the Soviet era, the cemetery fell into disrepair, with many graves vandalized or destroyed. However, efforts have been made to restore and preserve the site. Since Ukraine gained independence in 1991. Legend has it that in the 19th century, a series of mysterious deaths occurred in Lviv, Ukraine, near the Vampire Cemetery. The townspeople were terrified. As the victims all displayed strange symptoms, they grew weak and pale, suffered from insomnia, and eventually died from what appeared to be severe anemia. Rumors spread that a vampire was on the loose, preying on the unsuspecting residents of the city. Desperate to stop the killings, a group of brave villagers decided to take matters into their own hands and investigate the Witsakovsky Cemetery, where they believed the vampire was hiding. One moonlit night, armed with wooden stakes and holy water, the villagers ventured into the cemetery. As they wandered among the crumbling tombstones and mausoleums, they suddenly heard a low, menacing growl emanating from the darkness. Frozen with fear, they watched as a figure emerged from the shadows. A tall, gaunt man with bloodshot eyes and elongated fangs. It was the vampire, pale and hungry, ready to feast on the living. With trembling hands, the villagers raised their stakes and confronted the creature. A fierce battle ensued, with the vampire hissing and snarling as it fought against the determined mob. In the end, the vampire was vanquished, its body pierced through with multiple wooden stakes. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the villagers breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that they had rid their town of the bloodthirsty fiend. From that day on, the Vampire Cemetery gained a reputation as a haunted and dangerous place, where the restless spirits of the dead mingled with the creatures of the night. And though the vampire was defeated, its legend lived on, serving as a cautionary tale for generations to come. Is he really gone? St. Louis Cemetery. St. Louis Cemetery, considered by locals as one of the most haunted cemeteries in the world. St. Louis is the oldest and by far the creepiest cemetery in New Orleans, and paranormal activity has been reported. 100,000 bodies buried there over the years. Visitors have reported hearing weeping and groaning from inside the tombs. An old man's face is often reported on the side of one tomb, terrifying visitors as they meander through the unusual graveyard, but it's the ghost of Marin Laveau who has reported the most. She was a voodoo priestess and assumed to be visited by hundreds of people a year, who often mark 3 X's on a tomb, ask a prayer or request, and hope they will be blessed by supernatural powers. Since she died in 1881, there has been a stream of sightings of her, and to this day, there are still reports of her walking between the tombs wearing a red and white turban, mumbling a voodoo curse. According to local law, those who dare to disturb Marie Laveau's resting place may face her wrath. One particularly spine-tingling story tells of a group of curious teenagers who decided to explore the cemetery late one night. Ignoring the warnings of locals and the eerie feeling that hung in the air, they made their way to Marie Laveau's tomb. As they approached, a dense fog seemed to roll in, obscuring their vision. Despite their growing unease, they pressed on, eager to see the legendary tomb up close. Just as they reached out to touch the weathered stone, a bone-chilling scream pierced the air, freezing them in place. Terrified, they turned to flee, but found themselves disoriented in the thick fog. Whispers filled the air, echoing all around them as if the very spirits of the cemetery were taunting them. Panic set in as they stumbled through the maze of tombs, unable to find their way out. Suddenly, they heard the sound of footsteps behind them, slow and deliberate. They dared not look back, fearing what they might see. With each step, the footsteps drew closer until they felt a cold breath on the back of their necks. In a desperate bid for escape, they sprinted blindly through the fog, praying for salvation. Finally, they burst through the cemetery gates, gasping for air and trembling with fear. They never returned to St. Louis Cemetery again, haunted by the memory of that fateful night and the chilling presence that lurked within its ancient walls. Final stop on our journey of terror. Number 5. The Haunted Catacombs Cemetery. In the heart of Paris lies a realm veiled in darkness, a labyrinth of bone and stone, known to many as the Catacombs. Beneath the bustling streets and elegant boulevards, a hidden world silently holds the memories of millions. Descend with us now into the depths of this subterranean realm where the echoes of the past whisper tales of mystery and dread. Since the late 18th century, Paris faced a public health crisis as its graveyards closed, prompting the government to dispose of corpses underground. The catacombs, spanning hundreds of miles beneath the city, became a repository for bones and skulls, earning the title of France's most haunted location due to numerous reported ghost sightings and paranormal encounters. Around 10% of the catacombs are open to public visits, while the rest remain restricted and off-limits. However, daring explorers known as cataphiles clandestinely navigate the forbidden tunnels, risking getting lost in the labyrinth of bones. One famous tale involves Philibert Aspert, who perished in the catacombs in 1793. His demise was shrouded in mystery until his remains were discovered 11 years later. Another chilling account revolves around a man who ventured into the catacombs alone in the early 1990s, recording his journey with a camcorder. As he delved deeper, he became disoriented and panicked, his fate unresolved. Although the authenticity of the footage is debated, it depicts the harrowing moments before his disappearance, evoking the terror of being stranded in the pitch-black tunnels. Whether fact or fabrication, the thought of being trapped in the darkness of the catacombs is undeniably spine-chilling, leaving one to ponder the horrifying prospect of being stranded without light or No one knows what happened to him. All he left behind was a video camera containing mysterious footage found deep in the catacombs. There was no sign of him. He simply vanished. And there you have it, 5 of the creepiest and most believed haunted graveyards in the world. We hope you've enjoyed this spine-tingling journey. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating content. Join us next week as we explore the wonders of the universe. Until then, may your nights be free of restless spirits and your curiosity never wanes. Goodbye, and stay tuned for more.